Hey everyone, and welcome. All right, if you're in QA or testing, you know the feeling. That one bug that just seems to vanish the second you try to reproduce it. It's a huge frustration. Well, today we're diving into a really powerful solution, using cloud browsers to get fresh, disposable environments on demand. So let's jump right in. Okay, let me ask you, have you ever been given a critical bug report? You know the one, the user swears it's happening every single time, but when you try it on your machine, it works perfectly fine. You try everything, but the bug is just gone. It's literally one of the most frustrating things in software development, right? Well, I've got some good news for you. It's probably not you. The culprit, more often than not, is your own browser. It's just polluted with a long history of cookies, cached files, and all those extensions you've got running. They're all silently changing how the app behaves. Basically, your local environment is lying to you. So, how do we get away from all that local chaos? Well, the answer is actually a really elegant one: the cloud browser. It's a technology that's pretty much designed to give you that perfectly clean slate for every single test you run, and it effectively cuts through all the noise from your own machine. Okay, so what is a cloud browser really? The key thing to get is that it's not actually running on your laptop. It's running on a remote server somewhere, and it streams this fully interactive view right to your device. This means all the website's code and scripts are executing in a secure, isolated container way out there in the cloud, keeping it completely separate from your local machine. You know, this chart really lays it all out. Think about it. Your local browser is just polluted. It's got history. It leads to unreliable tests. A cloud browser, though, it's a guaranteed 100% clean, disposable session every single time. It's a huge shift from just hoping for reproducibility to actually demanding it. All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. How does this whole thing actually work? Because understanding how they work is really key to trusting why they're so good for QA. And it really boils down to just a few core ideas. Yeah, it really comes down to these three pillars. First, you've got true isolation. Every test is in its own little bubble. No cross-contamination from other tests, period. Second, zero trust security. Because nothing's actually running on your machine, you're safe from any sketchy code. And third, and this is a real game changer, secure shareability. You can actually share a live session without ever having to hand out a password. Okay, to make this feel a bit more real, let's talk about an actual tool. We're going to look at a cloud browser called Sendwin, and it does something really clever. It takes this whole idea of isolation down to the tab level. So every single tab is its own unique, isolated session. That's a huge deal for the kind of complex testing QA teams have to do. So what does a tool like this actually get you? Let's check out the key features and see how this all builds into a workflow that's just plain faster, safer, and way more reliable. Okay, this is where things get really, really cool. Imagine this. Multi-login tabs mean you can have your admin, your manager, and a regular user all open side by side. Trying to test something that's geo-locked? Easy. Just assign a proxy to one single tab. And my personal favorite has to be the password-free sharing. I mean, think about it. You can send a developer a link to a live, logged-in session that just, poof, expires on its own. It's all about precision, security, and just pure speed. Features are awesome, but how does this actually work in your day-to-day grind? Let's walk through a few real-world playbooks you could literally start using tomorrow. All right, playbook number 1, the flawless bug reproduction. So a user in Germany reports an issue. What do? You spin up a disposable session, you set its proxy to Germany, you replicate the bug, and then you share a secure Timebox link with your developer. Once they see it, you just destroy the session. Perfect. Clean, fast, done. Okay, next up, cross-account validation. This is a big one. Instead of that nightmare of logging in, logging out, clearing your cache, and repeating, you just open 3 tabs. One is your admin, one is a manager, and one is a basic viewer. You can see all 3 user interfaces at the exact same time and instantly spot any permission errors or UI bugs between them. And last but not least, let's talk about secure stakeholder reviews. You know the drill. Your product manager needs to check out a new feature, but no way are you giving them admin credentials. No problem. You log in, blur out any sensitive stuff like billing info, and generate a share link that's only valid for an hour. They get exactly the access they need, and your credentials stay totally safe. So you can start to see how this isn't just a tool. It's a whole new way of working. It transforms a process that's usually clunky and unreliable into something that's super streamlined and secure. It really is a new way of thinking about the entire testing workflow. Now, when it comes to pricing for tools like this, it's usually broken down into tiers, based on those more advanced features like the section sharing we talked about. This makes it pretty accessible, whether you're a solo tester or part of a bigger team. And yeah, a lot of these services will have some kind of super low-cost trial. It's a great way for teams to just dip their toes in the water and see if this kind of workflow really clicks for them. There's a quote from the material we're looking at that just sums it all up perfectly. The result is fewer flaky repros, faster triage, safer exploration, and tighter collaboration. And the best part? You do all of this without installing a single thing on your machine. And that kind of brings us full circle, right back to where we started. So take a second and think about your own process for chasing down those bugs. After seeing how all this works, the real question isn't just about being faster. It's about being confident in your results. So let me ask you, is your current workflow truly clean?